Welcome to the Great White North, eh? But seriously, we're full. Written by John Oliver from Update News. All right, folks, buckle up. We're diving headfirst into the great Canadian immigration conundrum of 2024. It's a story filled with hope, dreams, and a bit of chaos. It's a topic hotter than a Tim Hortons coffee on a sub-zero Winnipeg morning. You know, the kind that warms your hands and your heart, but can also scald you if you're not careful. And trust me, it's just as messy. Picture this, a bustling city street, people from all walks of life trying to find their place in the Great White North. Imagine this, a country known for its vast landscapes and even vaster politeness, suddenly bursting at the seams with newcomers. It's like a serene lake suddenly overrun by a fleet of canoes. That's Canada in 2024, folks, a nation grappling with the consequences of its own open-door policy. The lines at immigration offices are longer than the line for a free hockey game. Don't get me wrong, immigration is in Canada's DNA. From the early settlers to the modern-day dreamers, it's what built this country. It's what makes this mosaic so darn vibrant. Each new wave of immigrants adds a new color to the Canadian tapestry, making it richer and more diverse. But lately it feels like we've invited the entire world to a party at our igloo. And the igloo is starting to feel a bit cramped. And forgot to stock up on poutine. Imagine hosting a potluck and everyone shows up, but you forgot the main dish. That's the current state of affairs. The government is scrambling to find solutions, debating policies and trying to balance the needs of newcomers with those of long-time residents. Community centers and volunteers are working overtime to help integrate these new Canadians, but resources are stretched thin. Despite the challenges, the spirit of Canada remains strong. The vast wilderness and the welcoming nature of its people continue to be a beacon of hope for many. In the end, it's about finding a balance, ensuring that everyone, whether new or old, can enjoy the beauty and opportunities that Canada has to offer. So as we navigate this new chapter in Canada's story, let's remember what makes this country great: its diversity, its kindness, and its unwavering hope for a better future. So, how many people are we talking about? Let's talk numbers, shall we? Canada's been on an immigration spree lately, aiming to welcome over 400,000 newcomers annually. That's like adding the entire population of Halifax, Nova Scotia, every single year. Now, on paper, this sounds great. Aging population, bring in young blood. Economy needs a boost, immigrants are your people. But there's a slight problem. Canada seems to have skipped a few chapters in the Planning for New Arrivals 101 handbook. It's like throwing a potluck and forgetting to tell half the guests to bring food. Sure, you might have enough chairs, but good luck finding a plate of potato salad in that chaos. The best laid plans of mice and, well, governments. So, how did we get here? Well, it's a tale as old as time, ambitious targets, optimistic projections, and a sprinkle of good old-fashioned bureaucratic fumbling. You see, Canada's immigration system is built on a points-based system, kind of like a rewards program, but instead of free coffee, you get permanent residency. It's designed to attract skilled workers who can contribute to the economy. The problem is, while the government was busy calculating points, it forgot to factor in some crucial details. Like, where all these skilled workers were going to live and work and park their moose-drawn carriages. Oops. Finding a place to hang your hat, spoiler alert, it's hard. In today's world, securing a place to call home has become an increasingly daunting task. The struggle is real, and it's affecting more people than ever before. Let's talk housing, or the lack thereof, shall we? The demand for housing has skyrocketed, but the supply just can't keep up. It's a classic case of too many people and not enough places to live. Remember that whole inviting everyone to the igloo analogy? It seemed like a fun idea at first, but reality has a way of crashing the party. Yeah, it turns out there aren't enough igloos to go around. The housing shortage is not just a minor inconvenience, it's a full-blown crisis affecting millions. Canada's major cities are facing a housing crisis of epic proportions. Toronto, Vancouver, and other urban centers are bursting at the seams, struggling to accommodate the influx of residents. Rents are skyrocketing faster than a maple syrup-fueled rocket, leaving many to wonder if they'll ever find a place they can afford. And finding an affordable apartment is about as likely as spotting a unicorn riding a moose through downtown Toronto. It's a whimsical thought, but the reality is far from magical. Imagine arriving in a new country full of hope and dreams, only to be met with the harsh reality of the housing market. New immigrants often face the toughest challenges, trying to find a place to live while navigating a new culture and system, only to find yourself stuck in a bidding war for a shoebox apartment with questionable plumbing. The competition is fierce and the options are limited. It's enough to make you want to pack your bags and move back in with your parents. If that were even an option. For many it's not. If you could afford the plane ticket, that is. The cost of living continues to rise and the dream of homeownership feels more like a distant fantasy. It's a tough situation, but it's one that many are facing every day. All the jobs, none of the houses, the job market conundrum. Okay, so maybe the housing market is a bit of a mess. Prices are skyrocketing, and finding an affordable place to live feels like searching for a needle in a haystack. But hey, at least there are plenty of jobs, right? Well, yes and no. The job market is booming with opportunities, but there's a catch. See, Canada might need skilled workers, and there are indeed many positions available across various sectors. But it also has this funny little thing called Canadian experience. It's a requirement that seems to be a barrier for many. It's like a secret handshake that employers demand, even though nobody can quite explain what it means or how to get it. This elusive Canadian experience leaves many job seekers puzzled and frustrated. So you've got highly skilled immigrants driving taxis and waiting tables, despite their qualifications and expertise. Meanwhile, employers lament the lack of qualified candidates, creating a paradoxical situation. It's a classic case of can't get a job without experience, can't get experience without a job. This vicious cycle traps many in a state of limbo. Job seekers tirelessly fill out applications, only to face rejection after rejection, leading to a sense of hopelessness. It's enough to make you want to scream into the abyss, or maybe just into a plate of poutine. Because sometimes, comfort food is the only solace in this conundrum. The job market and housing crisis are intertwined, creating a complex web of challenges for many Canadians and immigrants alike. Networking events and professional workshops offer some hope, but the road to securing a job and a home remains arduous. Community support groups and shared experiences can provide a sense of solidarity and encouragement. Despite the challenges, there is hope. With perseverance and support, navigating the job market and finding a place to call home is possible. Success stories do exist, and they remind us that with determination, the conundrum can be overcome. Ottawa's response: throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks. Now, to be fair, the government isn't completely oblivious to the chaos. They're throwing policies at the problem like a chef with a bad case of the culinary jitters. More affordable housing? Sure, we'll build some, eventually. Streamline immigration processing times? We're working on it. Maybe. Address the Canadian experience dilemma? Well, that's a tough one. It's a bit like trying to put out a fire with a teaspoon of water, well-intentioned, but not exactly effective. What could possibly go right? The optimistic part. Okay, enough doom and gloom. Let's put on our rose-tinted glasses for a moment and explore the potential upsides of this whole immigration shebang. Canada's economy needs a boost, and who better to provide it than a fresh wave of ambitious entrepreneurial newcomers? Think of the innovation, the cultural vibrancy, the new fusion restaurants serving butter chicken poutine. If Canada plays its cards right, this influx of talent could lead to a golden age of prosperity and growth. Just imagine, a Canada where the housing market is stable, the job market is booming, and the only thing more plentiful than maple syrup is opportunity. What could possibly go wrong? All right, back to reality. While a utopian future is lovely to imagine, it's important to acknowledge the potential pitfalls of unchecked immigration. If the government doesn't get its act together soon, the situation could spiral into a perfect storm of social and economic turmoil. Think housing shortages on steroids, strained social services, and a generation of newcomers struggling to achieve the Canadian dream. And let's not forget the potential for social backlash. When people feel squeezed, they tend to lash out, and often it's the most vulnerable who bear the brunt of that anger. The future of Canada, a choose-your-own-adventure. So what does the future hold for Canada and its ambitious immigration goals? That, my friends, is the million-dollar question, or should I say the multi-billion-dollar question, considering the stakes. Will Canada rise to the challenge and create a more inclusive and prosperous society for all? Or will it crumble under the weight of its own ambitions, becoming a cautionary tale of good intentions gone awry? The choice, as they say, is ours. Don't just sit there, do something. This isn't just some abstract policy debate, folks. This is about real people's lives. It's about the future of Canada, and it's on all of us to get informed, get engaged, and demand better from our elected officials. Write to your MP, attend a town hall meeting, start a conversation with your neighbor. just maybe not the one who always complains about the squirrels. Every voice matters, every action counts. Because the future of Canada isn't just something that happens to us, it's something we create together. This is the end of the essay, not the world, probably. And there you have it, folks, the great Canadian immigration saga of 2024. It's a complex issue with no easy answers. But one thing's for sure, it's a conversation that's just getting started. So stay tuned, stay informed, and for the love of all that is holy, let's try not to run out of poutine. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to help others discover it too, please give it a thumbs up. Your support makes a big difference. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories and updates in the future. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out. See you in the next video.